that was good.
What's going on, fam? This is your brother, Jonathan Coleman, and this is the first edition of what I like to call Food for Champions. God has placed in my spirit to speak a word to the underdog. Today we see many people that have dreams, that have aspirations, and to attain those dreams and aspirations, it feels like the odds are stacked against them. It feels like they're falling under the pressure. Many people get to a point where they feel like giving up. But today I want to talk and speak a word to the underdog. I'm talking today to the one who is the most unlikely to succeed. The one that didn't go to an Ivy League school, or come from a prestigious background, or come from a royal family. I believe that these are the people that are the underdog. Look at how God used Moses. God used Moses, a stutterer, to proclaim his word. God used a prostitute by the name of Rahab to assist in taking over the city and taking over the promised land. God used Paul who killed and chastised Christians for pleasure to write a third of the New Testament. These people, if you knew their background and knew where they came from, honestly, they were set up to fail. Statistically, they were set up to fail. God strategically uses the underdog to birth out victory, to birth out change, to effect change, to invoke change. God always uses the underdog to birth out a champion. He says in 2 Corinthians 12:9 that my strength, his strength, is made perfect in our weakness. Meaning that whatever background you came from, whatever you may be facing, whatever God has placed inside of you, whatever vision God has given you towards your future that seems bigger than you, God has given it to you strategically, and he gave it to you not to leave you to do it on your own, but God wants us to connect our faith. He wants us to connect our faith to him so that he can work what is impossible, what's bigger than us, through him. Some of you are saying, well, I don't have the degree, I don't have the financial backing, I don't have the resources. A lot of people, I've been there where I know what I'm supposed to be and I know what God has called me to be, but you feel like you're stuck between reality and your future. But I hear God saying that if we would disconnect our doubt and connect our faith, God can take that faith, and where we are weak, if we connect our faith, God can make what's impossible possible. So I read an article a few months ago. It was concerning the generation that we call the millennials. The millennials consist of my generation, Generation X, and the younger generation, Generation Y. In this article, it gave information that disturbed me. It stated that the millennials were the generation least likely to fall back and to bounce back from the recent economic crisis. It said that we would be the least likely to buy a house, that we would deteriorate or make the family structure extinct. It said that our moral values and ethical values would be non-existent. With all of that being said, it's evident, it's clear. Truly, we are the underdog generation. We are the generation where the odds are stacked up against us. I firmly and I strongly believe that this is a setup by God. I believe strategically God has put us in a place where people label this generation as the underdog generation. And I believe that God has purposely and strategically set us up to birth out of us the odd breakers, the difference makers, the atmosphere changers, people that just don't accept the run-of-the-mill norm, the average religious, sacrilegious order of the day. But I believe that God is raising up in this generation people that have the heart of God. And the only way that the world, the only way that unbelievers will be able to see the heart of God is through his people. So God wants to birth out of the people that they say will never make it. People will say that nothing good can come from out of that background, where people say that these people, these group of people will never amount to anything. I believe that God purposely has put us in this place, and those that will yield their hearts, will yield their minds and connect their faith to God's agenda. I believe that through us, God is going to birth out a movement of faith, a movement of believers that are going to display before the world the heart of God. I want to encourage you, the underdog, that feels stuck, that feels like you're complacent. It feels like you know what God has birthed inside of you, but it seems like you're at a place where you can't give birth. Some of you, God has placed something in you to give birth, and you feel like there may have been something that you did to abort that seed that God has placed inside of you. But I want to tell you, God has not forgotten about you, and God has strategically put you in a position, and people can visibly see that you are in an underdog situation. And I want to tell you that if you connect your faith, continue to trust in God, don't waver in your faith, not only will you see, but the people that are spectating will see that God has birthed out of the underdog a champion. So next time, Food for Champions, this is your boy, Jonathan Coleman, G.O.D. Hold it down. If you know anybody that's struggling with their purpose or struggling with walking in their identity, I challenge you to share this with 5 people. 5 people. You never know what a word can do to change someone's life. So I challenge you, next time, Food for Champions. Peace.